friends. We're out here doing street outreach tonight as the temperatures drop and the moon rises. Hopefully you've seen the beautiful moon rise tonight. It's been very, very amazing to watch. And as we go out and the temperatures start to drop and it gets darker, we know many, many people who are on the streets tonight who are preparing themselves as it gets really cold going into this weekend and into next week. And so we're going to just come to you and let you know what the needs are. We're out here doing street outreach. I've got hot hands that we've been making sure people have, and blankets and sleeping bags and all sorts of winter gear. We know that as temperatures drop, it becomes very unsafe out here, and we don't have enough shelter right now for everyone here in our city. And so we wanted just to bring you this sort of emergency bulletin, as it were, about what's getting ready to happen, and just reach out to you and ask for your help in keeping our friends on the streets safe. We just came from a parking lot where we found families living in their cars. We found a woman and her dog living in their car. We have so many people that are out here suffering, and so we just wanted to make sure that people have what they need. Right now I'm down in East Asheville, right here by our street pantry, here in Otine. We have a lot of people that are all over our city, and so not only are we doing outreach to camps, but we're filling up our street pantries with things that people need the most. So warm socks, hot hands like these, blankets, emergency sterno and emergency heat sources, sleeping bags. We've been giving out tents tonight, making sure that people have the things that they need, the layers that they need in terms of blankets and sleeping bags, and what we call emergency blankets or sleeping bags that help turn people's heat back to them. And so many of you have participated in our winter survival project that we've been working on, where we're getting winter survival kits out to folks on the streets, and that's really essential. So we'll be taking more of them out tomorrow in an effort to get people ready as we go into 20-degree weather coming up. This is very, very dangerous weather, and so we have our street medics here who are going to be out doing the work, and our street outreach team making sure that people have the things that they need to survive. So I'm just going to fill this pantry up, call on you to let people know the things that are needed right now. Hot hands, blankets, emergency blankets. We have really thick blankets, but we also have blankets that'll fit right here in our street pantry. So I'm placing some of those in here. Warm hats and socks and scarves are going in here tonight. More blankets. Really thick winter gloves. We have, in fact, some waterproof gloves that are going in our winter survival kits that we get in bulk. Somebody donated these really thick gloves to go in our pantry tonight. So we're putting a lot of gloves in here, and hats. Thick socks are really important. One of the things that we heard a lot, these are really very thick sort of winter socks. We heard from lots of people that their feet would get wet, and then they had a very hard time staying warm because our feet and our heads are where we lose a lot of body heat. So we want to place a lot of socks in here tonight. So I'm going to keep filling up this pantry in a minute, but I just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate all of your love and support. There's so many people that live out on these streets, literally, are laying down behind buildings. Like I say, we're finding whole families in parking lots, living in their cars. We have so many people that are just out in the cold. And we believe this is a serious moral crisis, that we don't have enough shelter in our community where people can just lay their heads and get out of the cold. We've heard about small children, even under the age of 2 and 1, out on these streets. Lots of people now suffering through the eviction crisis. Maybe you didn't know, I just found out this statistic, that rent here in this area went up 21.5% in a year's time. just over the last year as we've come into the second year of the pandemic. And so lots and lots of people are facing eviction or facing not being able to survive because they don't have housing. And so we know that this is a desperate, desperate time. We want to urge you to reach out and help us provide winter survival kits for those living on the streets. For $50, you can help create a whole winter kit with an insulated emergency sleeping bag, hot hands, thick winter waterproof gloves, hats, all sorts of things. We put first aid kits in them, providing insulated tents, emergency tents that help turn people's body heat back to them. Maybe you have camping gear in your house, in your closet somewhere that you can help get out and provide an emergency. Sleeping bags, tents, blankets, all those things can be brought to our donation center. We will be open tomorrow from 11 to 1 at 32 Old Charlotte Highway, 28803. And we invite you to come and share those warm things. We'll be out doing emergency outreach on the streets. But we want to make sure that people have the things that they need to survive this cold. We've lost too many people to temperatures like this. So we'll be out, particularly tomorrow, giving out lots and lots of gear. But we've been going out and just checking on people, trying to find people and make sure that they have what they need to survive. And those we don't find, we hope that we're serving through our emergency pantries here, and that's why we stock them too. So in the wee hours of the night, anytime, somebody can just open this door and get the things that they need to make sure that they are taken care of on these really, really cold nights. Please advocate to the city and the county for expanded shelter. We've been advocating for this for many, many months now through Low Barrier Shelter at the Ramada Inn. We invite you to join us in that call and to make that shelter a win-win for the community, good neighbors to those around them, but also providing this emergency shelter that we so desperately need. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on the streets tonight, and we'll be on the streets in this 20-degree weather. And so we need to make a difference, and you can, again, become a monthly sustainer with us to support this work of emergency outreach, or also you can support buying a winter survival kit. You can go to our website. Donation of $50 helps us to buy these things in bulk that are so needed right now. So I just want to say thank you for helping us to support this work, for supporting the work that you can see. And again, we just came from camps and parking lots where we have whole families in cars tonight, and so our hearts go out to them, and we want to make sure that we put our hearts right to where people are. One woman was literally in tears saying, "You remembered me, you came," and of course we did. And so I just want to thank you. We're going to sign off here from our pantry in Otine, and again, we love you and appreciate all the ways that you show up with and for people in the community on these cold nights.